Welcome to the Natural Podcast, where we explore the depths of holistic health, uncovering the interconnectedness of our emotions, mind, body, and spirit. This podcast is dedicated to individuals who are on a quest to uncover their truth, understanding their genetic and spiritual DNA, and learning how to harness this knowledge to achieve optimal health. But this isn't just another health podcast. Natural Podcast is here to ignite a spark of hope within you, reminding you of your innate potential for greatness. You are pure love, capable of living life to your fullest expression. Are you ready to embark on a transformational journey to achieve optimal health? Welcome, and here we are again for another solo podcast, and we're going to be talking about medical astrology, and I'm going to be talking about a research study. So what I'm going to focus on today is our beautiful astrology sign of Taurus, and in addition to that, we're going to look at research to do with thyroid. So if you're interested in Taurus, if you're a Taurus sun, moon, rising, or it's Taurus season, or if you're interested in anything to do with thyroid, this is the episode for you. Alright, so Taurus, let's get into it. Taurus is ruled by beautiful Venus. So Libra and Taurus are both ruled by Venus. Taurus is an earth sign, it's a fixed sign. So it is earth, so it's grounded, but it's also fixed. And what it means by fixed is for it to change or move takes a bit of time, takes a bit of effort. Things are just stable. Sometimes things being stable and fixed can be a really good thing, but on the other side, it can be detrimental for some people's health. And this is what we'll go into. So when we talk about Taurus, we talk about the five senses. They love the touch, the smell, the taste, the hearing things, tasting things. Did I say that? I think that's five. So all the five senses, they love them, and they love feeling it and being in it. They love their fine food, their fine wine. I always say when you're looking for a really good restaurant or good food, you'd want a Taurus to decide where you're eating. Either Taurus sun, moon, rising, or even Venus, having Taurus and Venus will be like, okay, they're going to make a great decision of where to eat or what food to eat or what wine to drink. It'll be high quality and it will just taste amazing because their taste buds are just different. Their taste buds are just on point compared to someone like a Capricorn who's just like, yep, as efficient, the food is the better. Or an Aries is kind of like, yep, in and out, let's just go. But the Taurus will take their time and they will find that yummy food. They take their time and they smell the flowers. They're self-sufficient. They literally have their shit together. They're stable. They don't need anything from you because they do it their own way. This is where the stubbornness comes in. It's the fixed way. It's very physical and they like money. So Tauruses, when you think about Taurus, you think about the bull. Think about the stock market, Wall Street. What does it represent? It represents by a bull, which is a Taurus. So Taurus has everything to do with the stock market, money, that lifestyle that comes with the bull, right? They can have sexual impulses. They can get stuck in a rut also with that fixedness that I was talking to you about. Being stable is amazing, but sometimes that fixed sign, you can get stuck in doing the same old thing always. Driving to work the same way, doing things the same way, not changing things up. So how does this go with medical astrology, with health? Well, what the Taurus rules is the metabolic system. Right, thyroid, storage system, fat. And I always say Tauruses, when you look at them, when I think about a Taurus, I think about a rugby player. They're just boom, they're there. They got the big neck, the broad shoulders, potentially big bones. They're not the skinny, petite individuals. They're the people that are big boned, have the bigger neck, and they're there. You know their presence physically is there, not energetically, but physically their presence is there. So it rules the neck, the tonsils, the throat, the vocal cords. Usually Tauruses are amazing singers. Taurus, sun, moon, rising, or even in Taurus season, if it's Taurus season, people will sing more. They will use their throat more. They might get tonsillitis also more. But yes, it also rules the shoulders, the cervical, lower jaw, base of the brain. All the 5 senses are ruled by Taurus. So when it's Taurus season, you want to indulge in those 5 senses. Yes, and that makes sense with medical astrology wise. A healthy Taurus is linked to all 5 senses, which is key. So what are they prone to looking at medical astrology? For kids, it's the mucus buildup. It's the that mucus that builds up in the throat at a younger age. Most problems arise for Tauruses, and this is where I always talk about, is due to overeating, because they indulge, they love indulging. So it's that overeating, that overindulgence in whatever sense it is, gets them out of balance. The homeostasis goes out of whack because they're overindulging, overeating. And it's not just food that they may be overindulging in, it may be other things that they're overindulging in, which catches up to them and affects their health. The liver may tend towards a little bit of a sluggish liver, and can grow toxic over time for Tauruses. The other thing is the thyroid, especially low thyroid. It's that non-movement. I also always say a Taurus needs a buddy to work out with, to go for a walk with, to go to the gym with, to do an activity with. They need a buddy. They're not those self-motivators. They're not a cardinal sign. They're a fixed sign. They need friends, buddies, even a team sport to get things moving. They're not gonna, they'll rather sit on the couch and someone feed them grapes or strawberries dipped in chocolate while smelling this amazing candle, getting a massage, and hearing beautiful sounds. That's literally a Taurus. Or if it's Taurus season, that's literally what you would like to do. Indulge in all 5 senses. But it can impact our health in that overindulgence with that weight gain and the thyroid issue. So having a low thyroid affects health, affects the weight gain. They can have sore throat, they can have croup as kids or even growing up, glandular swelling of the neck and laryngitis. It's all that neck stuff. They can also have tight muscles of the neck and shoulder because of the neck. The neck, they don't have a petite neck. They have a strong, it's kind of like a tree trunk neck when you think about it. There's a Taurus. So that's kind of what happens is, so, doesn't mean that you're going to get this as a Taurus or in Taurus season. It's kind of like what you're prone to. So we're looking at addictions, food addictions. We're looking at obesity, thyroid issues, jaw complaints, hearing, so deafness, or not being able to hear things, TMJ things happening, neck problems, throat issues, tonsillitis, strep throat, anything with the vocal cords, saliva gland obstructions. They can also have migraines, especially Taurus moons are prone to migraines. So these are the type of things that having a lot of Taurus placements, or having Taurus in the 6th house, Taurus sun, moon, rising, even Venus signs could potentially be affected. Or being in Taurus season, as above so below, this is the type of stuff that can be impacted. So what are some vitamins, minerals that they need is iodine, and I'm going to go into it, why iodine, vitamin E, chromium, and B complex, absolutely key for the Tauruses. So absolutely key for the Tauruses. So if you have a friend or someone close to you that's a Taurus, or you're a Taurus yourself, the one thing that you have on point is your food selection. Those taste buds are amazing, but like I said, those taste buds can get you into trouble if you overindulge, and it can lead to a low thyroid, obesity, extra fat mass on you. So it's about the quality and the quantity, reducing the quantity, increasing the quality. But yes, if you want to know where to eat next, ask a Taurus. So some things, some advice that you can give a Taurus medically, astrology medically. Remember, I'm a naturopath. I'm not your naturopath. This is just for information purposes. They could understand this. If you are a Taurus, understand that making changes in your health such as supplements, lifestyle, so forth, can take its time. You may be slower at introducing new things because you are a fixed sign, so be gentle on yourself. Fixed signs may take their time introducing new supplements, introducing a new workout routine, changing things up, new foods. Do it slowly and do it one thing at a time and concrete that in before you move to the next thing. Make it a fixed habit until you move to the next thing. The other thing is they need regular and good habits are essential. They also need positivity. The good thing about Tauruses that can help their health is music, because it's one of the senses, and it's also just this Venus-like energy of good music. So if they're in a shitty mood, chuck on some good music for them and you watch them shift, watch them change. So if it's Taurus season, listening to some good music, going to a music event, going to see a favorite artist is going to get your health to be at an optimal, which is amazing. The other thing is also when we look at star signs, we look at the opposite, which is Scorpio, which is elimination. So this is where Tauruses may have some issues with eliminating. So we need to support their elimination process. So going to the toilet needs to be on point. The other thing is also sore throats or something stuck in their throat. They feel like something's stuck in their throat. They have a sore throat. Get it checked out. Get it looked at. Look after your thyroid, look after your throat, look after your vocals, look after that whole throat, neck area, because that's ruled by Taurus. So anything that you want to assist a Taurus with, make it beautiful. Make it beautiful, because Venus is all about beauty. So you want to get someone back to health or be healthy. Make the supplement beautiful. Let it taste nice, because if it doesn't taste nice, a Taurus won't take it. It needs to taste nice. It needs to look nice. It needs to feel nice. It needs to smell nice. It needs to, be overall just this beauty, because that's what's going to lead them to health, is this beauty aspect that Venus comes with it. So while we're talking about Taurus, the research study that I really wanted to look at is I wanted to look at the role of nutrition on thyroid function, which came out in 2024 in the Journal of Nutrients. They looked at the thyroid function and how well or not well the thyroid's functioning based on nutrition. Which is so interesting. This is always what I'm talking about, how important nutrients, minerals, vitamins are for our health. So here we are talking about it for your thyroid. So thyroid is linked to the diet-gut-thyroid axis. You would have heard about the brain-gut axis, but this axis is the diet-gut-thyroid axis. So what they looked at is that these micronutrients have an impact on thyroid function. And the main thing that they looked at is iodine, selenium, iron, zinc, copper, magnesium, vitamin A, and vitamin B12. They all influence the thyroid hormone synthesis and regulation of the whole diet-gut-thyroid axis. So diet changes can actually alter our gut microbiome, which makes total sense. And some research actually says it changes within 24 hours, which is kind of like, oh shit, if I eat something not so healthy, it can impact it within 24 hours. But then on the other hand, if I eat something that's absolutely amazing, nutritious, from the local farmer, it's going to impact it in a positive way within 24 hours. So it can lead to, if it's not so well, it can lead to dysbiosis and micronutrients deficiency, which then impacts the thyroid function. So if we're not getting those minerals and vitamins that we spoke about, and we're not absorbing them potentially through our gut as well, then it impacts thyroid function. So nutritional imbalance can lead to thyroid dysfunction and potential thyroid disorders such as hypothyroidism, slow or fast thyroid. Neither of them is good. It needs to be a balance of our thyroid. So it can contribute to autoimmune diseases, even potential thyroid cancers. So if we can hit the thyroid with beneficial minerals and vitamins at the start, we won't allow that domino effect to impact the thyroid and potentially its function. So now that you understand that relationship, it's so important what we put into our mouth and what food we take in, but not only that, how well we absorb it also. So this study, thyroid-related diseases, the main key points of current studies suggest that number one, iodine is essential for thyroid hormone synthesis and beneficial for the prevention of thyroid disorders. Iodine, absolutely key. When did you get your iodine tested? And you know what's interesting? When we go to the doctor, we do a blood test, not just a doctor, any healthcare professional. We do a blood test and they look at TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. That is not the end picture of your thyroid health. Just because that may be in range does not mean your thyroid may be functioning, or just because it's out of range, it means so many other things. There's so many other things we need to look at. Number one is iodine. When did you test your iodine? If you do have a thyroid disease, when did you test your iodine? Have you ever tested your iodine? Number two, selenium. Selenium may reduce thyroid antibodies and improve thyroid function even through careful monitoring is required. Have you got your selenium tested? Number three is iron and B12. So anemia can impact thyroid, especially hypothyroidism. Vitamin D, when was the last time you got your vitamin D tested? It is beneficial for people who have thyroid issues, especially Hashimoto's. Zinc levels, what are your zinc levels? Because it helps with thyroid function. For thyroid to actually work, you need zinc. What about copper and magnesium? They are studied for a potential protective role against thyroid cancer. Also, vitamin A is also key for the autoimmune regulation for thyroid, autoimmune such as Hashimoto's and Graves' disease. So what we're saying here is don't just test your TSH. Yes, you need to test your TSH, T3, reverse T3, T4, your antibodies. Once that's done, test your iodine, your selenium, your iron, your B12, your vitamin D, your zinc levels, magnesium, copper levels. These need to be tested in combination with TSH and a thyroid to understand where your thyroid levels are if we're looking at blood work. And include foods that include iodine, selenium, iron, B12, vitamin D, zinc, vitamin A, magnesium, and copper in your diet to assist your thyroid to function at its optimal health, especially if you have a lot of Taurus placements, because medical astrology always looks at your sixth house, your first house, and so forth. If you have Taurus there or Taurus ruling it, check out your thyroid, make sure it's on point, but also that you have all of these minerals and vitamins to ensure that your thyroid is on point. I appreciate you jumping on the Natural Podcast and listening to this podcast specific to Taurus and thyroid. So thank you for joining us on Natural Health Podcast, and remember that you are pure love, capable of living life to your fullest expression. Content and information provided here is opinion of Mihaela and is for information purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. It is not intended to provide medical advice or take the place of medical advice or any current treatment you're undertaking. Consult your own medical professionals for any medical issues that you may be having. This entire disclaimer also applies to any guests or contributors to the Natural Health Podcast. It is advised that you consult your doctor or healthcare professional in relation to any health concerns you may be having. Mihaela does not take responsibility for any health consequences which occur from a person listening, viewing, or reading this content. And in no circumstances shall the Natural Podcast, Mihaela, any guests or contributors to the Natural Podcast, or any employees, associates, or affiliates of Mihaela be responsible for damages arising from the information provided on the Natural Podcast. By listening to this podcast, you agree not to use this podcast as medical advice to treat any medical conditions in either yourself or others. Please note, if you're taking prescription, do not stop your medication or start a new protocol, including but not limited to supplements, diet, lifestyle changes without consulting a doctor or healthcare professional. If you or any person has a medical concern, you should consult with your healthcare provider or seek other professional medical advice. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something that you have read or heard on the Natural Podcast or in any linked materials. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or emergency services immediately. Neither Mihaela nor the publisher of this content takes responsibility for the possible health consequences of any person or persons reading or listening or following the information in educational content.